George Yellowman Isaac.
Foul on Archibald. Won the ball. Put it down. Not exactly good control and forced to foul on the ensuing ball. St. Paul's taking it quickly. Malik Clark losing out to Champagne. Ball knocked onto a player. Joy turns on it. On the rebound. When he goes to the right, Austin Lewis intercepts. Pringle gets involved. Ball sent on the left side. Buchanan guilty of fouling. So St. Paul is a free kick. Now they do the exact opposite in terms of a right-footed kicker, calling it the near post, and again, this could cause some problems.
Yes, St. Paul's have 5 players in red shirt across the box.
Here they come again. This time Val comes out and takes it cleanly. Overhand shot to Champagne. Lewis is monitoring. Goes up, finds Duncan a bit too hard for the return pass.
Yeah, a bit too hard.
Good idea.
Yes, Duncan and Champagne looking to link up there. But Duncan a bit too previous there. Pushing the ball forward. Champagne unable to get to it. And allowing St. Paul's to get the throw in. So it remains 1-0 in favor of St. Paul's. Cayon after a very good sparkling start. They are behind. Yes, comes Champagne to Joy.
Cayon enjoying some possession just now. About 6 passes strung together. 7 passes to Duncan. 8. Archibald trying to go inside. Omar Francis is there, heading away.
After a string of passes, Cayon looking to get inside as quickly as possible. They're back with it. Let's see what Joy is going to do now.
Throwing to Jeffers. Jeffers to the far side. Trying to find Matthew. Matthew, miscontrol. Malik Clark is there. Oh, again, Matthew is pulled back. A close line, we will call that.
Well, we are seeing now, especially in this modern day football, international football, club football, where players seem to develop the knack of winning free kicks, especially inside the box. Matthew have been knocked about, maybe manhandled. Maybe he should really develop that technique of going down.
But they really need to make better use of these set pieces. They're getting corners, they're getting set pieces, and they're wasted. Matthew chips it up, heads go up, ball dropping loosely. Champagne slams it in the side of the netting.
Oh, that was streetly struck by Champagne. Unfortunately for Champagne, it wasn't on target, hitting the side netting, but it was very well struck. Ball bubbling. Again, nobody in a blue short reacted in time. The ball bubbled around the box for a while before it got to Champagne, and nobody in a blue short was able to react in time to get the ball to the back of the net. But another good chance going a begging for Cayon. They remain behind. Referee is always gesticulating. Referee is very demonstrative. Always gesticulating, and I say, always in control. But here comes Cayon. Can they get an equalizer before halftime? That's the big question.
That will do them the world of good, but that is exactly what the coaches of St. Paul's wouldn't want, and they would advise and coach their players as such. Long ball from Butler. Pringle and Petres. Petres winning on that occasion. Midfield ball. Nurse. Interception there by Joey Jeffers. He goes to the ground. He's hurt. Grimacing in pain.
Well, Cayon seems to be getting the benefit of these calls. St. Paul's.
He's blowing them either way. Taking sure he takes care of all the knocks and protect the players.
Yes.
Not using his card much though.
Well, by far, St. Paul's has the height advantage. Players are bigger.
Champagne allowing the ball to run. Getting on the man now. Crosses. In the box. Pringle getting in. Pringle getting around. Bergeron clearing off of Bergeron. Corner. The crowd does not agree. But Chad remains defiant of all the noise in the crowd and blows his whistle for a corner. Corner comes in now. Cleared partially. Shot coming in. Again another foul by Freeman. The player stays down. Could be a penalty. But Butler remains prone.
Well, this is a feature of St. Paul's game today. Well, it seemed to be something serious.
They're calling for more help. Calling for the doctor, calling for the stretcher. I think it's how he fell. The block wasn't so strong, but he went in the air and fell down awkwardly.
And you can see
hasn't moved since.
He's breathing rapidly, Al. So that's not a very good sign at all. But that abrasive, that robust playing by St. Paul's is part of the game. They have the physical presence, so they can always be aggressive, at times overly aggressive. This time it was overly aggressive because referee.
The ball was only partially cleared and Butler was sprinting in for it. And they seem they're calling for a neck brace.
This is not very good sign for Cayon.
He fell rather awkwardly.
Well, look at see Freeman was pleading his innocence as the referee was trying to talk to him. Must have been saying that he didn't do anything wrong. The player might have fell off his own weight. And I just said, and just over the PA system, you hear it announced that, is it 3 minutes, Al? 3 minutes.
I saw Shanda Wilkerson lifting up the electronic board. And they might have to add some more minutes for this injury. But I don't think this was taken into consideration.
I don't think so. Maybe the referee would have been indicated the time before the injury took place.
But this looks scary. Looks as if he knocked a nerve, probably on his back, and fell awkwardly.
Is it Butler you said? Is Butler who's down?
Butler is down. Butler was the one streaming in to try to beat the ball, and Freeman was the one coming out to the box trying to clear it. He lunged at it. I think the ball was just out of the box, or it would be a penalty for sure.
The players look very concerned. There you see Butler, and that's how you see Duncan. Is that Pringle and Champagne, Joy. They're around. Yeah. Seem very concerned.
Two St. Paul's players also there, Keynes and Freeman. Buchanan joins in, but he has been prone since he fell.
Yeah, he's not looking very good at all. Cayon.
But they call for the flatter stretcher. They've put in a neck brace, it looks like.
Cayon. Injury problems could be exacerbated tonight. This could be serious.
I don't see the player coming in, but definitely it doesn't look like somebody like that will continue the game. And so we ought to see a substitution even now. The men they are blocking.
But just to let you know that Cayon, after dominating the opening period of the game.
I was so wrong in that the referee thought it was even Stevens in terms of the play. It's just that Butler fell awkwardly. So play we started with a bounce ball.
Well, I thought that's what you were saying all the time, that the player may have fell awkwardly, but necessarily a reckless tackle. Could have been clumsy, yes, but not reckless. Hey, St. Paul's with the ball, with the lead. And we are in 2 minutes of stoppage time. Cayon being forced to go right back to the goalkeeper. Now looks up and then push the ball up forward. 1-0 in favor of St. Paul's. We're just about 2 minutes or so before we go into the dressing room.
Yes, well, brought in another defender, Malik Roberts, to replace Butler.
So that's it for Butler for the night.
Clearly.
Yes. Let's hope it's just for tonight, Al.
Yes, well, we have to get a report on him. Foul against St. Paul's. Taken by Jeffers to the right side. Keynes. Pringle trying. Duncan trying to pick it up. Joey wins it in midfield. Joey goes up to Duncan. Duncan fouled. Leiber doesn't agree. And Chad is warning him. That finger in Leiber's face. And a free kick. Whistle goes for half time. With that, we go to Master Control and back at you with the halftime show.
Coming up is the Premier League Live halftime show.
For the entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide. Included cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
Select Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
Strictly Sports is back! Strictly Sports is back! And better than ever! The website that brings you all kind of sports. No rumors, no nigga business, just sports. Log on to www.getstrictlysports.com. That's GETSTRICTLYSPORTS.com and get articles, features, videos, and photos. Local, regional, and international stories. And don't forget to check out our online sports store.
It is little right now, but in time it will get hugely.
And we have lots of room for you advertisers. And advertising is free right now. You heard me right. Free. Just call 762-3134 for more information. This is good. This is good. If I miss the game, all I got to do is log on and everything right there. Strictly Sports is back.
Football fans, get ready for football like never before. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs featuring the top 6 teams in the SKNFA Premier League doing battle for the Big Cup at the Warner Park Football Stadium starting November 24th. The Super 6 playoffs is the most lucrative sporting event in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the champions winning $50,000. Yes, you heard right, $50,000 for the champions, $500 for man of the match, and over $100,000 in prize money. Fan giveaways and prizes galore. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs starting November 24th. Get ready to rumble. This is the Premier League Live Halftime Show.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for what really commentary you were saying that a typical situation. Cayon dominating play, and then going down one goal. This is exactly what happened. Tell us a bit more.
Yes, Al, it was a very bright, positive, sparkling start from Cayon. Hopping and really, Cayon should have scored with a nice spell of football. Unfortunately, they didn't. But it was St. Paul's who was able to draw first blood, and St. Paul's with Freeman back in business. He was on a nice run, but in the last 2 matches previous to this one, he didn't score, but he seemed to be back in business. And St. Paul's continue in the winning ways. St. Paul's is on a very good run at this point, with about a 12-13 game run victories for St. Paul's. So good one. Cayon dominating the opening of the game, but St. Paul's is the one scoring the goal.
Two things come to mind. First of all, a lot of the attack for Cayon seems to be going to Matthew, and he's using his dribble technique and not finishing or giving that final pass.
Well, he's been fouled a lot. Match has been fouled a lot too. Yes, but as you said, obviously he's a markman, because he's a very good dribbler. He's very good ball carrier, very good dribbler. And as you said, he really should be getting the ball across the goal for somebody to run on to, for somebody to attack. But he's been marked. You could see he's been fouled about 3 times. Well, more than 3 times he's been fouled. So he's really a markman right now.
The other interesting thing is the movement of Pringle, who seems to be giving the centre backs a lot of trouble with his movement and speed. What are your thoughts there?
Yes, Pringle. But and Pringle have been able to get a few shots and goal. A few on targets, but not being able to score. They're getting in some very good position inside the box. it's Cayon, especially Pringle, Macho, getting in some very good position. But let's see, Al, what Cayon will be able to do if they're going to make any changes. You still have Lewis on the bench. You have also young Leon Huggins on the bench. So let's see if George Yellman Isaac, the coach, is going to make some changes. This is really a just rehearsal. Don't have much relevance as far as points are concerned. Really just rehearsal. So George Yellman will be free to make some changes, not under any pressure at all. But at the same time, Cayon would like to at least not lose this game.
First round, St. Paul's was behind 1-0 with Cayon all over them. Could go ahead 2-3 goals, didn't score. Second half, Freeman took over. It was a Freeman show. 3-1, 3 goals to Freeman. Finals, semi-finals in the knockout.
Yeah, FA Cup.
Cayon leading 2-0. St. Paul's coming back and winning on free kick. This time the script was turned around. Do you think that Cayon can give back what they got?
It's very difficult. This is what St. Paul's like. This is the scenario that St. Paul's like. They have a 1-0 lead, especially going into halftime. They will come back out and it's lockdown. It's lockdown time. They will have the 4 back line. The 4 back line, yes, they're going to stay home. They're not going to leave. They're not going to leave home at all. They're going to stay home and defend that goal. And at the same time, they'll be looking to counter-attack. But there's a certain optimism that's just spreading through St. Paul's team right now. As I said, they're on a winning run. The chances are they're going to come out, they're going to enjoy themselves. Because I said, this is a really just rehearsal. And they're going to defend that goal. So I don't see Cayon coming back very easily and overturn that 1-0 lead.
Well, they should be able to give as good as they get, but then again, St. Paul's is probably the best defensive team in the land. So it sets us for a very nice second half. But let's go to the scary moment where we see Butler, who went down, fell like a sack of potatoes and didn't move from his position. At the moment, behind us, we're seeing the gates being open. So more than likely, the ambulance is on its way for him.
It didn't look good at all. It didn't look good. And you could see the demeanor of the players. You could see the look on the face of the players, especially the Cayon players, as they stood around him and they looked very concerned. So,
in fact, the ambulance is here, and no doubt Butler is going to the hospital to get some attention. If you can see the flashing lights, in the back. We've had some injuries that we are concerned about. We can recall Junique Eddie of Sadlers, who got a broken collarbone, is recovering nicely now. I think he had an operation to reset it. But let's hope that Butler is A-OK and that he will just go there for some observational checks and treatment. But nonetheless, we'll keep him in our prayers. But we can't help and touch on the scenario that was created a few days ago. I don't think we sufficiently debated it, in the sense that South Stars was able to draw with Newtown, putting 3 teams on 30 points to play for 1 spot.
It's on a knife edge right now. Intriguingly poised, interestingly poised. 1 spot, 3 teams. We're looking at Garden Hot Spurs, we're looking at Newtown, and we're looking at Old Road. Old Road and Spurs coming up soon, and that's going to be a big match.
If that game ends in a win for either team, Newtown will left hanging on a cobweb. Because Newtown has the worst goal difference of all the 3 teams.
Yeah.
So if Spurs wins, Newtown will have to score double figures in order to pass them over Mantap. If OR wins, Newtown will have to score at least 5 to get in. If the game draw, then everything goes back in their favor. That's the Newtown end. Any kind of win for either team, they in pole position, putting extreme pressure on Newtown. So that is the match. That really is the match to see.
Well, it's very unfortunate that Newtown, the most successful team in St. Kitts Nevis football, is in a position like that. I'm sure the neutrals would have been breaking for Newtown to get into that final 6 to create more excitement. But unfortunately, It's become very difficult for Newtown to get inside that final six. But it was a good chance, Spurs with a good chance. And then Newtown against Mantab. Mantab have to win that game. So Mantab will be going out to win. It's a very difficult situation for Newtown. But as we said, it is intriguingly poised. So going down to the very last day, all the games are still relevant.
But what type of team will Mantab meet in order to manufacture an escape from relegation? Because if the game with Spurs and OR ends in a tie, Newtown will be all gung-ho to come up with a victory. The required amount of goals, so Newtown will be hunting for goals and more goals. But if the game ends in a win for particularly Spurs, I don't think they'll be too enthused to try to go for 10 goals, 12 goals against Mantab team that is also looking to survive. What's your take on that?
But fortunately for Mantab, the recent record against Newtown has been very good for them. So they have some hopes coming up against Newtown. Plus Newtown form recently has not been so good. So Mantab would go into that game feeling that they could come off with a win. And they need to win in order to stay up in the Premier League. Otherwise it will be South Stars who will be staying up in the Premier League.
As old people will say, it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet. Very intriguing. One of the best competitions I've seen in a while. And so too, we'll see another interesting second half game between St. Paul's and Cayon, with St. Paul's leading 1-0. With that, we go back to Master Control and come back with more second half commentary.
Coming up is the Premier League Live halftime show.
For the entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide, including cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
Skillex Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch our news reports, the SK Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
Strictly Sports is back! Strictly Sports is back! And better than ever! The website that brings you all kind of sports. No rumors, no nigger business, just sports. Log on to www.getstrictlysports.com. That's GETSTRICTLYSPORTS.com and get articles, features, videos, and photos. Local, regional, and international stories. And don't forget to check out our online sports store.
It is little right now, but in time it will get hugely.
And we have lots of room for you advertisers. And advertising is free right now. You heard me right. Free. Just call 762-3134 for more information. This is good. This is good. If I miss the game, all I got to do is log on and everything right there. Strictly Sports is back.
Football fans, get ready for football like never before. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs featuring the top 6 teams in the SKNFA Premier League doing battle for the Big Cup at the Warner Park Football Stadium starting November 24th. The Super 6 playoffs is the most lucrative sporting event in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the champions winning $50,000. Yes, you heard right, $50,000 for the champions, $500 for man of the match, and over 100.
Second half action about to start. Will we see another lockdown? A St. Paul's lockdown and not a COVID lockdown?
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Or will we see Cayon
Thanks.
returning the favor to what St. Paul's give them? That is the question. Here comes Cayon with the center pass. Back to Simmons. Jeffers. Champagne down to Duncan. Duncan trying to get around, knocking the ball into touch. Too strong a touch for Duncan. Here comes Cayon, pressing as usual. We just saw some changes. Duncan trying to get through. Duncan slits it into Pringle, who loops it over the goal. Shot on goal, but not on target.
Well, he's applauded by his teammates. So
For the one,
must have been something they have planned.
Yeah, they like the fact that he shot one time. It was very surprising. Everybody would expect him to touch on control and try to go into the box, but he shot on the first chance he got.
Right, exactly.
Goalkeeper getting a little favor done from his defender. Fifield tiny shoelaces. Francis. Duncan tries to press. Pringles follow suit. Lewis remains strong. Lewis gets the foul. Leaves the ball for Omar. Sorry.
Substitution number 1.
Fifield.
Out was number 2, Petrus Williams. In was number 15, Sean Ward. In was number 21, Kawami Challenger. Substitution number 2.
Here comes Cayon. Omar intercepting.
Number 15, Sean Ward. Substitution number 3, SOS for St. Paul's. Out was number 16, Keith Freeman. In was number 22, Deontay Liber, in the 46th minute.
And so St. Paul's brought in 3 players. They took out some key players. They took out Freeman, their main striker. Here comes the looping corner in. Heads go up. Cayon heading away from the goal. Duncan fighting hard. Duncan. Malik Clark getting away. Kishan Ward is blocked. The ball bubbles in the air. Leaving it for Valentine Anthony, who came just in time to claim it.
Very much so. Lewis is now wearing the armband, the captain armband. As Freeman, who scored 1 goal, the only goal of the game so far, he's off. So it's 1-0 still in favor of St. Paul's. They're with the ball now, close.
Ward has battled injuries over the years, knee injuries. It's good to see him back on the field of play. Means that he has been practicing. Former national player. As Pringle goes into the books for fouling on Austin Lewis. Second foul on Austin Lewis in a couple of minutes.
Austin Lewis says that he's now wearing the captain armband. Formerly of Connery. That would be his boat club, Connery. Well, here comes St. Paul's, long ball upfield.
Clearance, but skewed from Buchanan. For Cayon, throwing to St. Paul's. Crowd favorite Kwame. Kwame Challenger takes it. He has slotted himself into the left back position in number 5. Gets it back. Donates to Pringle. Pringle turns on it. Pringle inside to Joy. Joy going forward. Too strong a ball. Fifield just comes forward and picks it off of Joy Boots. Buchanan gets back the throw. Find Duncan. No. Duncan eventually wins it. Goes across field to Joy. Joy back to Simmons. Simmons to Hendrickson. Hendrickson back to Simmons. Simmons goes square. Finds Buchanan. Buchanan's trying to go forward. Interception from Akimba. Matthew. Up to Pringle. Pringle goes to the right side. Finds Matthew. Matthew can cross. He does so now. Bogan comes out. Champagne gets it. Champagne puts it to the goal. And Bogan saves. A great save from point blank range. I think he hurt himself in the process.
How I know the Champagne missed that. Champagne looks so casual, Al. Looks so calm, cool, and collected.
One would have thought that you just simply slap the ball into the goal.
Exactly. Oh, mercy. How on earth did Champagne miss that one? Champagne missed his sparkle just now. And you can see he's very much disappointed. Well, the player is down. That's the
goalkeeper.
Thing. Goalkeeper is down for St. Paul's after making a splendid save. But I said Champagne took his time. He had all time in the world. And still, I guess when you have so much time, that's the problem. You end up not doing. Well, here comes
corner. In fact, it went out. Players didn't agree, but Ike Innes says it went out. He is the best man in position to determine that. Goal kick to St. Paul's. So the ball went out and it came back in play.
Yes, Al. Normally when you have an instinctive shot, you don't have much time to think. You normally make the best choice. When you have all time in the world to make a choice, and that's happened to Champagne just now. All time in the world to make a choice and end up making the wrong choice.
Duncan trying to get through a number of players, loses it and blocks it, then wins it back. No, the ball went into touch off of him, so St. Paul gets it.
So St. Paul continues to lead this encounter. But
that was the best chance for Cayon for the night.
Clearly, by far the best chance. I mean, Champagne had all time in the world, had space, had time. As I said, normally when you have so much time, you normally make the wrong choice. I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper made a good save, yes, but it's more a Champagne miss that shot than the goalkeeper saving.
I would like to agree with you. St. Paul's making some progress down the flank. One of the freshmen, Deontay Liebert.
So
with the 3 changes that went out, I think Danwai was one of them. Danwai
yes,
Liebert.
Danwai, Freeman.
And Petres. Okay.
Yes.
Here comes the ball from St. Paul's.
You picked up any changes from Cayon apart from Butler?
No other change for Cayon so far.
Okay.
Roberts came in to replace him. Anthony, goalkeeper for Cayon for quite some time. Maybe just one little interruption. Goes on the left side. Champagne trying to cradle it. Loses control of his body. Runs into the steps. Ball goes into touch for a throw for St. Paul's.
Yeah, so this game is of really no relevance. It's not a meaningful game as far as point is concerned, but as far as self-confidence, self-belief, as far as momentum is concerned, it's a very important game.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights, of course.
I beat you 3 times with the year so far. Every time we meet, I beat you.
Yes. And that will play on Cayon 9 going into the playoffs.
Can't even start an argument. You have to humble when somebody tell you I beat you 3 times. I met you 3 times and I beat you 3 times.
Yes, you have to lap your tail.
Yep. See midfield battle. Joy winning it, giving it away. Nurse picks it up. Joy wins it back. Champagne. Joy. Champagne a bit too strong. Ball call is pulled back. A fouling on Joy.
I'm talking about lapping tail. St. Peter's would be the underdog going into the playoffs. They're the only team that have not the only team that has not been able to win a Premier League trophy as yet. But they're looking good. They could well pull off an upset. You never know. That could be the big underdog story, Al. St. Peter's, they have gotten to the finals twice so far, but has not been able to win the championship. All the other teams would have won at least once, but here comes St. Paul's.
You mean all the other 4? Because we don't know who's coming up yet.
Sorry?
Out of the 5 so far that have been confirmed.
Yeah, out of the 5 so far. Well, there are teams in contention. Well, here comes Cayon. The ball goes out of touch. The other 3 teams in contention. Only Old Road would not have won a championship.
Correct.
Yes.
As we see, crowd favorite Kwame Challengers taking the throw. There's a good ball, a good counter attack from Cayon that Omar Francis had to leave centre forward position and take charge of. Roberts, Buchanan, Roberts. They're spreading it at the back. Simmons. Champagne. Down the left side, trying to find the overlapping wing back. Clearance coming off of the Cayon player, Archibald.
At least Cayon cannot keep a clean sheet, not because they already conceded, but they conceded from a free kick. Well, at least they should be telling themselves not to concede from open play, Al, because that's very, very important. That's why you practice so much every afternoon for, not to concede from open play.
Usually teams don't concede on open play in Cayon's case. It's usually some glaring, obvious error that they continue to make so far. One of our commentators call them error prone. We hardly see a team, anyone of play, breaking them down and really taking them to the sword. But they depend on wait on the Cayon errors and make them pay every time. We take even for example the way the first goal was scored. We have been calling that play for weeks now. And it happens every time. Kudos to St. Paul's. They've worked it well. Obviously something that they practice at with the left footer taking the free kick. That's the first thing.
Yes.
And secondly, the near post one. With the tall man who gets there ahead of all the defenders. But here comes St. Paul's. Akimbo making a break on the left side. Akimbo Lawrence turns his man smartly. Fakes a shot and slides it in. Now the shot comes in from Nurse. Blocked partially. And then rolls into touch for throwing to St. Paul's.
But you see, whenever St. Paul's they're taking any set piece, you could see the effort, you could see the conviction in it, not just hitting and hoping. There are always about 3 players around, they're discussing. So you could see on the practice field and the training field, they do make effort.
Kwame finds Ward.
Pieces.
Ward trying to turn. The cluster of players around him. They knock it away, but only as far as Kwame Challenger, who sends it skywards. And this is why he's a crowd favorite, because he's going to make mistakes like that. But that doesn't bother him. He's back at the job again.
Which is a very good attribute. When you make a mistake, you can be able to reset. You could block that out of your mind and reset and go again. Not many players can do that. They make a mistake and they continue to worry on the field and interfere with the rest of the game. But here comes
5 field going far to the long side. Akimba is free, has a little space, trying to walk his man. Comes inside and goes outside, sends the cross, but only as far as Simmons. Champagne sends it forward, but it's blocked partially. Omar Francis puts it out and asks for help.
And it was blocked by Akimba Lawrence. Good to see him after losing the ball. Yeah, chuck him back. That's very good.
Cayon, Simmons, Jeffers, Champagne, Clarence. One by Cayon again. Jeffers, Joey Jeffers, Simmons slams it into the center forward area. Lewis is there. Clears. Ward trying to cradle, stabs it back. St. Paul still in control. Akimba. One touch pass to Nurse. Nurse back to Akimba. Akimba trying the same thing again. This time Malik gets involved. Fakes Joy out of his boot. Malik has it. Player comes forward. Hendrickson takes it away from him. Champagne forced to go back as Pringle was in an offside position. Couldn't go forward with Pringle, who was the closest to him. So he chose to go back for safety. Roberts. Hendrickson. Matthew. Pringle. Again, Pringle fouled. We spoke about it at halftime. Since the start of the game, Pringle's turning and twisting in the midfield here, just causing a whole heap of problems. And rather than allowing him to go forward, they're cutting him down. And then unfortunately, Cayon don't make use of the free kicks.
Not at all.
We haven't seen one gone on target.
They really should be doing better. They should be looking for the free kicks. They should be looking to win the free kicks and looking to do much better the free kicks. At least forcing the goalkeeper to make a save and looking to follow up. Let's see. But this is part of St. Paul's game, and they're very robust, very abrasive. This is part of the game, very physical.
A third option, Mr. Simmons, Mr. Jeffers. Now it looks like Champagne, who is fixing that ball to suit himself.
Well, now they look more serious. It's good to see.
Touch off, stop, and try to dribble. Fails. Joy wins it back up to Duncan. Duncan chips it over to Pringle. Pringle getting it in the box. Pringle trying to dribble his man. Fakes across, goes back to the right, gets the corner.
Oh yeah, Pringle wins the corner.
Didn't buy anything at all. Deontay Liebert.
Good playing by Pringle in the end. Looking to get the ball across. Didn't get the ball across. But you can see how he smartly allowed the player to push the ball. Here
Champagne
comes.
Up to Simmons. Simmons tried to shoot. Blocked partially. Shot. Then blocked again. Corner.
And that was a good idea by Simmons. Simmons tried to get the ball. The ball was a bit under his feet, tangled between his feet. But you can see he tried to get the ball away quickly, get the shot away quickly. With very little backlift. But unfortunately, it was blocked. But here, Cayon with another corner kick on.
In calling, right foot corner. Comes in now. Heads go up. Pringle getting ahead to it again. Again, he's making the height. Second time we've seen him winning headers over taller people. But he just cannot get enough purchase on it to get it directed on goal.
Very much so. Very good. Very good positional sense there. And getting to be able to position himself well enough to get the header on. Yes. We are seeing number 43.
First time I'm seeing him for the year. This is Carrick Thomas.
So Kimber is coming out.
Kimber Lawrence is coming out. And so it's really for rotation, making sure that almost all the players who are on the bench are who in the practice ground gets a game.
But this is the fourth of the 5. This is the fourth.
Yep.
So you have one more change for St. Paul's.
Meanwhile, only one change for Cayon so far. Nose gives it away. Joey goes to Matthew. Matthew on the left side. This is when he tries to speed around the corner. He gets there now, crosses. Straight into Duncan. Duncan miscontrol. Ricochet. Duncan is in outside position. Doesn't get the call. Slides it to Champagne. Champagne shoots into Lozak Road.
Oh, very disappointing by Champagne again. Champagne with a clear-cut chance. Didn't come this time. He didn't compose himself enough. The last time maybe he composed himself too much, but this time he didn't compose himself at all. Tried to get a shot out as quick as possible. The ball slicing off his boot and went over. I said the first time he was too composed, looking too casual, not with much conviction. But this time it was the complete opposite. So it remains.
St. Paul's trying to come out of their own half.
Remains 1-0. You can see St. Paul's, as I said, they're sitting back. Lewis, who is now wearing the armband, he sits in front of that back four, giving more protection.
Pringle, good fight. Partially winning the ball, then sent down for him to battle Omar. Omar turns with it though. Gets it up to Deontay. Deontay has Buchanan all over him. Players go to ground. Nurse intervene. Duncan's with it. Wins it. Duncan goes far to the left side. Finds Matthew. Matthew in the box. Matthew turns on the inside. Goes back outside. Comes on the inside. Robbed by Nurse. Nurse pushes up to Carrick Thomas. Carrick Thomas goes to the ground. Advantage play. St. Paul's. Taken away by the man Simmons. Jeffers. Arcs face to the middle. Gets it to. Trying to turn on the inside. Simmons trying to go forward. Simmons trying to slide it through now. No. Duncan picks up the ricochet. Goes to the left side. Finds Matthew. Matthew fakes. Matthew comes. Shoot. And Carrick Thomas goes down. Ball seemed to have hit him in the soft area. He's holding on to it now. It's disrupted his drills. Joey up to Pringle. Pringle back to Joey. Joey to the right side. Finds Champagne. Champagne return pass. Blocked partially by Kwame. Then he puts it downfield into touch foul. A throw in. Player still having problems with his drills. His drills of the Nile.
Yes, he tried to be brave, Al. But pain is now coming on, so he stays down this time. But Champagne not having a good game at all. Champagne, his shots on goal, his passing, and like the last game, he was sparkling. But this time he's fizzing out. He's not being Champagne by name and Champagne by nature. Having a poor game tonight. So Cayon continue to be behind. St. Paul's making the 5th and final change. Number 9 is going in.
Aja Jules, attacking player. St. Paul's deep in the one half. Cayon trying to attack. Across coming in. Heads going up. St. Paul's in the head. Jeffers trying to volley. Doesn't work. He goes to the ground. Pringle goes to the ground. Cayon wins it again. Simmons, Archibald. Slides it in. Interception. Referee stops play finally because the player is down.
This St. Paul's defensive shape, the defensive formation is so rehearsed, so cool, well coached, Al.
No matter who they bring in.
Exactly. Yes. And even if the game don't have much meaning, won't have much importance.
But they have to play to impress.
Yes. Yeah, so St. Paul's, yeah, they're defending very well indeed. Without the ball.
Bringing in their changes. With just about 65 minutes gone. The first one to go is Duncan.
Well, I'm sure we have people like Leon.
Look like Shaquille, Morton.
Well, the players that Cayon going to be using the Finch players because we have people like Leon Huggins, we have Savio, Weeks.
I think Weeks is injured still.
We have Mervyn Matthew, Mervyn Lewis. These are normally starters.
I think I saw another substitution for Cayon. Headed into the back of net and on goal. 1-1.
Oh, but that was a beautiful ball in. That had a nice shape on it. It was in towards the far post. And St. Paul's uncharacteristically giving up a goal, an own goal. So Cayon equalizes. Very good goal indeed for Cayon. It all started with that pass, that beautiful pass, had a nice curving shape on it in the end, and was able to create some problems for St. Paul's. Nice teasing, tantalizing pass, creating some serious problems for St. Paul's. So Cayon able to pull one back. Well, not pull one back, but able to get the equalizer. So it's 1-1. But it really was a sweet pass, Al. From left, from left to right, Al. It was a beautiful pass indeed.
Cayon has gone deep in their bench and brought in a young man named Joshua Bradshaw. Remember the name? Joshua Bradshaw.
I hope you don't give him a Ian Bishop.
No, I hope not. I'll keep an eye on him for his debut game for the night. Shaquille Morton. Joey crossing. Derisi bearing down on goal. Didn't get it this time. St. Paul's with Kwame. A ground battle. Won by Cayon. Picked off by Hill. But referee pulls back the game. I think Cayon was fouled.
Yes, Cayon looking to avoid the treble, Al. As you have just mentioned, it was this would have been the third time they would have been defeated by St. Paul's. So going into the playoffs, that we really would have going into the playoffs with a little bit of inferiority complex, having been beaten by St. Paul's 3 times. But they have a chance now at least to pull one back. Here they are. Joy going forward. Beautiful ball, Al.
Trying to thread the needle. Almost worked. The ricochet comes out. He's fighting for it. Ward. Carrick. Joy. Joy gets the final touch. But unfortunately it goes out of play. Throwing to St. Paul's. Leibert comes to take it. That's Deante. Knocks it forward. Buchanan couldn't determine who was behind him. Knocked it into touch. Another substitution for Cayon. Number 19 as Matthew comes out.
Yeah, Matthew will be taking a well-deserved rest. Very hard worker up front.
Caleb Bridgewater, it looks like, comes in.
Number 3, Vince Archibald in the 68th minute.
No, this one is Dane Weston. But then Caleb is lining up to come in.
45,
This will be Cayon fourth change. So they're going for the fifth one. St. Paul's have already made 5 changes so far.
Substitution for Cayon Rockets. Out is number 88, Ryan Duncan. In is number 27, Shaquille Morton.
So St. Paul's have used up their quarter of subs.
Valley Champagne in was number 28, Joshua Bradshaw in the 7th minute. Goal scored by Flo for Cayon Rockets, number 27, Shaquille Morton in the 71st minute. Flo for Cayon Rockets 1.
Well, I stand to be corrected. It looked like it was an own goal, but it was attributed to Shaquille Morton, who came on the field. As we see Duncan trying to speed onto that one. Not Duncan, sorry, Joshua Bradshaw.
Well, I too thought it was a own goal because it didn't appear that the player was shorter than the St. Paul's defenders, and it didn't appear that the player got to it.
Unless he headed Shaquille Morton.
Who's the player who made the pass? Who made the pass?
I think it was the same Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. It was really an excellent pass. You could see the nice shape on that pass. It was curving in towards the far post. Cayon was able to pull one back. They're looking for a win. They would like to go into the playoffs with a win against St. Paul's. But they have a few more minutes in which to get that one. Here they go.
Come on the inside, crosses straight into the arms of Bergen.
Oh, that could
all that hard work.
All that hard work. All I needed was to get the ball over. They had about 3 players inside there for Cayon, waiting just to provide the finishing touch, but failed to get past the goalkeeper. All that hard work. Get towards the byline, get close to the box, but didn't get the ball across past the goalkeeper.
Well, it's really a young brigade now for Cayon. In Matthew is out, Dane Weston is in, Joshua Bradshaw is in, Caleb Bridgewater is in. All of these guys still play under 17 football.
Well, that's very good to see. To see they're using this game to give them some experience and some match practice and experience. You never know if they're going to be called on during the playoffs.
Here's Weston. Weston finds Bridgewater. Bridgewater goes back for Archibald. Straight ahead, Archibald finds a man on the left side, looks like Morton. Goes across the field, finds Simmons. Simmons, poor control but has space. Shoots into 4th Street. Disappointed. I couldn't get it on target. Rehearsing. A little wry smile mixed with embarrassment. Play resumes. Big kick comes forward. Leibod. Knocked down by Weston. Ward has dropped back. Now he's trying his balls with his skills with a long ball forward. 2 long balls. Same result given to the opposition. Now here comes St. Paul's. Broken up partially by Cayon. Anthony Keynes. Into Ward, who's in the midfield now. He turns. Finds help in Omar Francis. Francis goes left to Kwame. Kwame using up some ground, then try the left flank with Deontay Leibod. A foot race. Deontay trying to get around. Malik will have none of that. Takes it and knocks it away.
Very good defensive work by Malik. Tracking back, keeping his man, reading the play well, and was able to just push that one over the touchline, conceding a throw-in. Very, very good defensive work. Now Cayon is being forced to defend against this throw-in, which will be almost like a corner. Is it going to be a corner or a throw-in?
I think it's a corner.
It's a corner, okay,
I think
sorry.
he's in for a corner, yeah. They'll confirm now as Malik settles it. Malik Clark settles it and measures it. Pleasure in the box. Ball comes in now. Keeper ball punches away. Yet another corner. I think it's corner number 3.
A well taken corner kick. It was played towards the far post, floated in nicely, hanging in the air, and St. Paul's have the height advantage in the far post. They have people like Ward, very tall. He should be the tallest on the field now. Would have been able to get up there. At St. Paul's wins another corner kick. Let's see if they can make best use of this. As we are seeing in Cayon case, they did not make use of the free kicks at all, the set pieces.
Interestingly enough, the same man takes the two corners. He jogged all the way across the field. So he'll be opposites now. He had a right foot in swinging corner. Now he has a right foot out swinging corner. Here comes and a shot on goal. A volley in the back of the net. Anthony Keynes it is. The defender who scored in the last match scores again. St. Paul's ahead 2-1.
Very good goal, and that was on the cards. The St. Paul's there, they've been taking the set pieces very well. They seem that they're very well rehearsed, very well coached as far as set pieces are concerned. And that was a very good goal indeed. The ball was floated in. Keynes was able to get down the volley, hit it one time past the goalkeeper, giving St. Paul's the second goal. So St. Paul's again hurting Cayon at the very end. They are now 2-1, and St. Paul's surely will be achieving the treble, beating Cayon 3 times for the season so far. That's twice in the Premier League and once in the FA Cup, achieving the treble over Cayon.
But it's not over yet.
It's not over yet. But as you know, St. Paul's very good defensive team. Let's see if Cayon can come back.
St. Paul's, number 73, Anthony Keynes, in the 8-0 minute.
Well, they have just about 10 minutes left to do so.
Well, as we said, Cayon avoiding a nice shot taken there. Well, idea was good. Cayon avoiding conceding during open play, but set pieces are. Seem like
yes, again, it was a set piece.
Not a set piece again. Cayon conceding. You see, but St. Paul's do these simple things very well. They're well, as far as defending is concerned, they're well rehearsed, well coached. And the same thing taking set pieces. They're well rehearsed, well coached.
Yeah, I think Coach.
So everything comes second nature to them when it comes to defending and when it comes to taking set pieces.
I think I recognize the talent that he has in terms of the tall men in the box, Nurse and Akimbo and Jefferson, and so he wants to make use of those type of situations.
Very well. We don't have Freeman on the field right now, but Freeman is a very tall man too. So you have Freeman and Ward and.
Ironically, he's one of the shortest men who scored that second ball set piece.
Yes, kids.
Superstar.
Again, Ward going to the ground. He has dropped back in the midfield now that Nurse is not there. Aja Jules, who is normally a striker, is in the number 9 slot. They take it short, they take it quickly. Ball knocked all the way back to the keeper Borgan. He goes up in midfield. Pringle takes over. Pringle can come forward. Robbed by Austin Lewis, who came across just in time, in the nick of time, to take it away from Pringle before he could latch a foot on that one.
Very good defending against St. Paul's, and that's as I said, they're so rehearsed, so well practiced when it comes to defending. The players get back and defend. All of the game is not a meaningful one, not a very important one. They're still getting back. They're still getting back and defending. And there was Lewis getting back. The captain, here comes the...
Corner comes in now, heads go up, source ball to St. Paul's. Second ball to Cayon. Not back in the area, a high aerial ball. Cleared. Settled finally by Cayon, given away by Cayon to Jules. Jules turns. Finds the boot of Caleb Bridgewater. Bridgewater goes back to Malik. Malik goes long downfield. Who's there? Bergen comes off the line. Thwarts all danger. St. Paul's trying to come out of the half. Lewis picks it up. They do so now with the ball over the right side. They're trying to spring Jules forward. No. Blocked. Bridgewater. Duncan. Losing out after the first touch. Sorry, Joshua Bradshaw. He gets it. He's under pressure. He fouls Laibert. Kishan Ward will take it. Serves it long. Wawat meets it. Buchanan takes over. Buchanan goes on the inside. Finds Bridgewater. Bridgewater goes downfield. Cleaned up by Omar. Simmons. Losing control. Making a mess of it. There's a fight for it. Carrick Thomas is fouled. Referee takes over. Lecture 101.
It's another set piece, Al. Set piece is what St. Paul specializes in.
The co-conspirators are not there. Let's see if the fringe players can do the same. Ward, hard and low. Not prescribed. Player goes to the ground. Kwame is wide. Kwame can cross. Tries to get to one man. Blocked partially. Leibert picks it up. Leibert goes to Ward. Ward loses out. But Kwame gets it back. Kwame turns. Kwame trying to go down the left flank. Trying again. Again he tries to cross. Again the ball is blocked and squeezed up into the air. Saved by the player from the corner. They take the throw quickly. Aja Jules. Trying to find Kwame. Kwame is not at home. They get the throw nonetheless. Ward trying to turn. Ward puts it across the box, cleared, and then knocked for a corner for St. Paul's.
Oh, that's a very good move by Ward. Getting the ball towards the byline and trying to cut the ball back into the danger area. Unfortunately, it was blocked, but the idea was very good. Just get the ball in the danger area and hoping that somebody would apply the finishing touch. Unfortunately, it was blocked over the byline. Conceding a corner kick is Cayon. Cayon under some pressure now, coming on to the end of this game. St. Paul's finishing very strongly indeed.
Corner comes in, heads go up over the post.
Again, the corner being won by Ward attacking the ball well.
And that to prevent him from getting the ball by any means necessary. Knocking it over their own crossbar.
So St. Paul's again. As I said, they have the expertise in dead ball. Somehow they seem to contrive in scoring these set pieces. This is another set piece. Can they come up with something? Apart from the height advantage, there's something about them. They must have rehearsed this. But you keep on saying that these set pieces should be rehearsed.
And they must be. Here they come again. Stay in line. Come for them there. St. Paul still in control. Trying to dribble one man, trying to dribble two men. Clayons. Pringle. Sliding through. But only as far as Fifield. Fifield to Francis. Francis. Up. Finds Buchanan. Buchanan knocks it over. Interception, St. Paul's. Kwame. Clayons. Cradling. Ward. Carrick Thomas. With Jules. One touch pass. Carrick Thomas goes goalward. Carrick Thomas loses out. To the left. Cayon forcing the ball. Clayons from St. Paul's. The goal scorer. Anthony Keynes, 2 matches, 2 goals. Last 2 matches. Should make a claim to go on strike. Again, Cayon losing out to Malik. Malik trying to slide Ajua Jules forward. The ball comes off his line.
Well, it's good to see some players stepping up. All done why Libody has stepped up and scored goals. So apart from Freeman, St. Paul's are getting other players on the score sheet. You have Keynes, you have Danwai. So they're looking good going into the playoffs. That's exactly what you need, because everybody will be looking to mark Mr. Freeman. He's the most prolific scorer of the season so far. Here comes Ward. Well, Ward changes his mind. Player was making a nice run down the left wing.
I had some space too. Foul. As Deontay Libert goes to the ground.
But this is a very strong finish by St. Paul. They're looking good. Now we're getting to the finishing line.
These are the fresh players, the young players. Playing to prove a point.
Yeah.
4 minutes left.
4 minutes of stoppage time. But both teams has used up their quota of subs. Is that so?
Yes. I think so.
The official has indicated in a minimum of 4 minutes, we are into the second half.
So Cayon have 4 minutes in order to avoid the treble.
Here comes the free kick. Shot on goal. Shot on Balangba.
Yes, so wayward kick there this time.
Some of the fans are leaving.
Yes, the Cayon fans are showing.
Out of the half. They go long west. Trying to find Western. No, that's Western. It's Bradshaw on the far side, on the right side. Ward. Cradling. Ward losing out to Pringle. Pringle losing out to Francis. Malik. Heading for Simmons. Simmons going back to Roberts. Roberts. Finds Bridgewater. Bridgewater stabs it off to Buchanan. Goes downfield, Buchanan. Clearance from Kwame. Buchanan will take it. Finds Pringle. Pringle. Push to the ground.
But as I've been telling you all the time, winning is a habit, and St. Paul seems to have cultivated that winning habit.
No, 11 of them are behind the ball. No one forward.
Well, yeah, that's how disciplined they are. Yes. Very disciplined, very organized when it comes to defense. It's St. Paul's.
Ball up, heads go up. St. Paul's. First ball, St. Paul's, second ball. Bradshaw fighting. Bradshaw knocking it away.
Yes, Ali, it is plain to see St. Paul's. They're well coached, well drilled, well rehearsed when it comes to defending. So it becomes second nature to them. They just get back into shape. Whenever they lose the ball, they get back into that defensive shape. Very compact and well organized is St. Paul's. So St. Paul's just 2 minutes away from achieving their 13th consecutive win.
Long ball forward, 25 Thomas. Buchanan. Jules. Turns smartly. Goes wide. Finds Carrick Thomas. A going battle. Simmons. Wins it, but only as far as Jules. Roberts. Interception. Francis. Bridgewater. Can settle. Gives it to Simmons. Simmons up to Pringle. Pringle has company. 2 men. He turns on the inside. Comes back to the outside. Overlapping Buchanan, touches, looks up, goes on the inside, finds the same Duncan. Duncan tries to beat the man, gets across the box, but slides that ball off the boot into Lozakode. That probably the last chance for Cayon to come up with something.
Yes, I would agree with you. This is the last attack. Last attack by Cayon to at least to salvage a point from this game and prevent St. Paul's. Yes, here goes the final whistle. Very good win indeed for St. Paul's. 2-1 win over Cayon. They continue their winning one.
With that information, St. Paul's winning the game 2-1. We go to Master Control.
The entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide, including cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
Skillex Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SKN Newsline Android mobile app. With the SKN Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SKN Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SKN Newsline, and download the app today. The SKN Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
Strictly Sports is back! Strictly Sports is back! And better than ever! The website that brings you all kind of sports. No rumors, no nigger business, just sports. Log on to www.getstrictlysports.com. That's GETSTRICTLYSPORTS.com and get articles, features, videos, and photos. Local, regional, and international stories. And don't forget to check out our online sports store.
It is little right now, but in time it will get hugely.
And we have lots of room for you advertisers. And advertising is free right now. You heard me right. Free. Just call 762-3134 for more information. This is good. This is good. If I miss the game, all I got to do is log on and everything right there. Strictly Sports is back.
Football fans, get ready for football like never before. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs featuring the top 6 teams in the SKNFA Premier League doing battle for the Big Cup at the Warner Park Football Stadium starting November 24th. The Super 6 playoffs is the most lucrative sporting event in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the champions winning $50,000. Yes, you heard right, $50,000 for the champions, $500 for man of the match, and over $100,000 in prize money. Fan giveaways and prizes galore. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs starting November 24th. Get ready to rumble.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the post-game show. And this time I have alongside me a customary pundit, analyst, co-commentator, LaShawn Dixon. LaShawn, a game that didn't have much to go with in terms of the points table and the standings for the sixth. But an interesting game nonetheless.
Yes, definitely. St. Paul's would take this victory against a team they would expect to compete at the top of the Super Six. So they'll definitely take this victory. As you said, it didn't mean much, and both teams for periods of this game didn't seem like they really wanted it. It would be a big momentum carrying victory for SLS St. Paul's.
Well, Cayon too chose the opportunity to feature some of their young guys. I think there were about 3 or 4 of them who were not just 17, they just made 16. Bridgewater, Bradshaw, and Weston. Those are the bulk of the under 17 teams that is normally in competition, and they brought them on the field. What you thought of their play?
I thought that in the second half, especially where after Cayon got the goal, I thought a lot of the youngsters, they were very dynamic in the field. They were pushing St. Paul's, or they were pressing St. Paul's all over the field, but in the end, a goal they conceded from another set piece. They'll be disappointed in that, but I think some of them represented themselves very well in this game, and they'll be hoping for an opportunity come playoff time as well.
Well, they're there in terms of the bench, and depending on whichever the way the game goes, they may have to use them. Cards, injuries, so it's good to see them getting in. But what keeps happening about the St. Paul's defense, how well rehearsed it is, regardless of who is in defense, whether the regular 4 or the backup 4. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think defending for them is a what's the term I'm looking for? Is more than just it's not just defending. It's more of a team effort. They want to be able to. They want to know. They take pride in getting clean sheets, for lack of a better term. It's a routine for them. They don't want to give up many goals, and they have not given up many goals. I don't think they've conceded 20 goals a season. If my memory serves me right, it's somewhere around 16, 17. So I think that they'll be pleased with the 22 game season they've had. The run they've gone on since post COVID. They'll be happy for that. I think they've won all their games post COVID. I don't think they dropped any points.
Including knockout games as well.
Yes, including knockout games and including the FA Cup.
13 games on the trot.
Yes, and the Freeman moves on to 29 goals in the league. So they'll be proud of the all-round performance the team has given them post-COVID and going into the Super Six.
Well, a serious situation in that game in terms of points. But what happened last night, we cannot stop talking about it. A draw between South Stars and Newtown, and tying up the tables, putting themselves in a precarious position, as I was telling us at halftime. Newtown now is in the worst position of the 3 in order to get forward. Walk us through this.
Yes, I think Newtown has been enjoying the drama that the teams chasing the Super Six. We've been seeing. I think they have enjoyed the drama. They had a chance to put away South Stars, but yet a 2-2 draw, and now they go into the final game. As you said, the worst out of the 3 teams fighting for that final spot. But as the discussions me and the younger Al had been having, is that although the Spurs can win tomorrow and still not get it, because it will take a big victory from Newtown against Mantaba on Friday, but it's a very, very tight race there still. But I think Newtown would rule the chances they had last night to put themselves in the driver's seat and to let it slip away. They'll definitely be disappointed. But come tomorrow, Garnet Spurs and Olo Jets, they will be almost playing a knockout.
Like a final.
Yes, I was like a final for the final spot, but they still have to be wary, because Newtown, because if memory serves me right, in the table, Newtown at -9 goal difference and Olo at 2. -5, yes. So if Oldwood wins 1-0, and then Newtown wins 6-0.
Newtown has to win 6-0.
Yes,
Oldwood is 1-0.
Yes, they'll get in. I suppose win 1-0, Newtown will have to win 11-0.
Double figures, correct.
Yes. So it's not over for them, but it's a steep climb uphill.
If they haven't prayed before, they should be praying for a draw if you're in Newtown seat.
Yes, that draw will suit them very well tomorrow, but I know we all know Spurs and Oldwood will come out swinging and trying to get the 3 points to move into a commanding position.
But don't you think the fact that both of them pushing for wins could neutralize each other?
Yes, and that was said by Al earlier tonight, that they've been desperate and wanted it as equally as bad, could cancel each other out and lead to a draw which will favour Newtown. But you still can't write off Mantab showing up against Newtown, because a win for Mantab could keep them in the Premier Division as well. So you can't write off Mantab as yet.
Well, at this stage we can bid farewell to security forces, because they played their last game last night. So the Premier League will without security. We have to go and hire a security firm in the security.
Yes.
Not laughing at them, but last night they were confirmed their passage back to Division 1, having lost to Mantab, and that win gave some win in Mantab sales.
Yes, it was big for them, because now they have a game in hand and 2 points behind Trafalgar, albeit they'll have to beat a team desperate for points as well. So it is who wants it more come Friday evening. I think the game is being played. So, and that's the final game of the Premier Division regular season. So it will be a ding-dong battle to see whether Mantab will get relegated or whether Newtown can make a final push for the final 6. And it will carry more significance based on what happens tomorrow in the game with Oldwood and Spurs. If that game is a draw, it will be probably the biggest game of the season.
I like the way you put that. But there's another scenario that could twist things a bit, because if Spurs win, Spurs, who has a positive difference of 2, it means that Newtown will have to score double figures against Mantab. What if they're just not up for it?
Well,
should I just go 13 double figure goals?
Well, with a place in the Super 6 and the table, you have to be up for it. If you're not up for it, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So they'll have to find that urgency, the energy from somewhere come Friday night, regardless of the results tomorrow.
That's the scenario that Southside is hoping for too, that at least Newtown will have a chance to get some gumption and gum and verve going into the game to make sure that they themselves stay up in Premier. What a season we've been having so far. Right down to the last match could determine places, could determine relegation. A very, very good season in terms of the matches. But we have one more concern, is that of the injury tonight. Did you get any word on the injury of Shaquille Pringle?
No, well, I didn't even see the injury, but we've been saying this the past couple of weeks. We don't like to see when players have to be stretchered off and leave the venue in ambulance. And tonight we see it again with Shaquille Butler, and it's not what we would wish for. We wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. Hopefully he can come back in the playoffs and help Cayon in whatever form, but we don't like to see it.
And so the matchups are almost already set. Yep. One versus whoever makes it in. So Village will have one of these teams, Spurs, Newtown or OR, to tangle with. St. Peter's will play against St. Paul's. We saw them earlier tonight. How did they look against Saddlers?
Well, they were quite convincing. They didn't get out of third gear, and they defeated Saddlers 3-1, and they missed a penalty as well in the process. So they look fairly convinced, they look fairly comfortable, and they put away Saddlers side. They brush aside Saddlers, who who have been playing for nothing for the past few games, but they were quite convincing this evening.
But Sadler's played a bit of energy, especially
they were better today than they were in the last 2 games against Old Road and Cannery. But at the end of the day, it was basically for pride, and it won't mean anything for their season. And it's the end of the season, a promising season that petered out in the end. We were guaranteed a playoff berth from them, but it didn't happen. They had some unfortunate events, and they found themselves on the outside of the 6. They have been stuck on 23 points for almost a month now. They'll be disappointed with that, but that's how football goes sometimes. Hopefully they can be back for next season and pushing for another playoff spot, and hopefully they can get closer this time.
Well, they promised us that this year, so they'll better deliver their promise, or we certainly will be angry. But as 2 teams go down, 2 more will come up. And so far we've had the final 4 in Division 1 between Bath, Depbe, Challengers and Lodge. That's the 4 in contention. Do you think they will have a yo-yo season again, considering the standard that we've seen?
Well, I've always had concern about the gap between the bottom of the Premier League and top of Division 1. We've always seen teams come up and head straight back down. And I don't, unless one of those teams coming up have some real talented players they can hold on to, I don't see it changing next season, where teams coming up may just head straight back down. Old Road last season should have gone straight back down, but they were fortunate for with the issues. Old Road and Manta, they were fortunate with the issues that we had last season to remain in the Premier League this season, but possibly one may get relegated. But security forces, they came up, they had a season, and they're back down. So the gap at the bottom of the Premier League and top of Division 1 is still very much a real issue.
Of course, I have to agree with you, because a lot of these teams like Sunny Point, they concede over 100 goals. Sunny Point went down with 150 goals scored against them. Now we see security forces 100 and odd scored against them. And so it's something that the association needs to review and take a serious look at. Another pet peeve I have is 2 teams from virtually the same area, not combining but trying to compete as separate entities, and they do not have enough resources to maintain a strong champion team. As in the case now as we speak, it has happened before with various communities, but now as we speak, Old Road, Trinity, they have 2 teams. One remain in the first class and now the other one is in contention to come back up. Should you think they should try to combine? Forget all the differences that divide and try to combine. What's your thoughts there?
Well, if they have enough players where they can compete, both teams can compete, well, I think they should. But if that's not the case, I think probably combining, and even if they have a second string team per se, to blood young players, that could be another idea. But they could combine and try and get, as you said, a championship team, a team that can compete at the Premier Division level. And I think that definitely can be the reply. But if the resources are not there, I don't see the sense in having two teams competing against each other.
Well, that issue will come up again tomorrow as OR plays against Spurs. If they don't win, I'm sure the debate on their loss will come to that, because you need resources, you need a deep bench when you're going into the playoffs as well as competing in the playoffs. So the big match, probably the sweetest match for the season, OR just out of Old Road versus Spurs, trying their best to get into the final spot for the final 6. Do join us again tomorrow night. It might be your last free match, because the playoffs are pay-per-view. Luckily, I'm here in Warner Park. We'll be seeing the matches live. You're in St. Kitts, within our borders. You can come to Warner Park. We still have room. And of course, we always advocate for those who cannot make it. Stay at home, tune into the game, pay a little $5 and enjoy good football. With that, I bid you good night.